Awesome. Well, hey, ladies, good morning and welcome to Accelerated Reset. Oh my God, I'm so glad to have you here. This is your Saturday morning crash course. All right. It's a Saturday morning crash course. I'll be honest, we'll be about an hour, maybe an hour, 15 minutes. I don't like to take a lot of time doing it because we always preach that it doesn't have to be a long thing. So if it doesn't have to be long, then don't be long, right? So I try to make sure, I always say about an hour and a half, just in case we get on a subject or a topic and we're kind of talking about it. I don't want to just cut it. I want us to go ahead and be able to kind of linger that out. So I'll give us about an hour, hour and a half. But when we're done, we're done. We don't drag it out just to drag it out. Good morning, Miss Denise. Welcome, 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 welcome. So again, y'all know it. Hey, y'all. Hey, I am Coach Val, your good girlfriend, and I am the one who helps women put themselves on their to-do list, right? I get you to realize that self-care isn't one size fits all, but there is a size that fits you, okay? It's not one size fits all, but there is something that fits you specifically. So again, welcome to this morning's session, mini workshop, Accelerated Reset, all right? So let's go ahead and get on into it. And if you have your, I don't know if I put it in the thing, I wanted everybody to have a pen and paper. I see a pen, I see a pen. Good. Okay, have your pen and paper handy because I want you to write some things down because why? If you write it down, you can go back and remind yourself what you promised yourself, right? It's not that you're going to you're going to put some things down and write these things down and remind yourself of what it is you want to get back in align with, what you want to get back in tune with. So we're going to talk about how we can reset quickly and make it stick, right? Because remember, I've been saying all month, why are we waiting to January? Everybody wants to restart everything in January, but we're struggling in September. We're struggling in October. We can hit the reset button anytime we want. This is our life, right? So let's do it now. All right. So we're not going to be waiting until January. We are going to go ahead and get that thing cracking right now. So Coach Val, somebody's like, well, Coach Val, what is an accelerated reset? What is that? This is my definition. Okay. An accelerated reset is a quick, intentional refresh to get your mindset, your habits, and your routines back on track quickly. All right. You want to get everything back on track, but you want to do it quickly. So by speeding up the reset process, you start to take that immediate control of your life. You clear out the clutter and you get back in alignment with your goals. We all have goals. We all have things we said we wanted to do. We all have made these promises to ourselves. And then for some reason, life got in the way and we stopped keeping the promise to ourselves. So this is what a quick accelerated reset does. It says, you know what? I made myself a promise. And so far, right now, I feel like I've lied to myself. So I need to get back in the game with me, for me, about me. All right. And it's a perfect way, in my mind, it's a perfect way for us to refocus, get re-energized, and move forward and stop delaying. Right? We did a reset. I did a reset in the group. It was getting out of hand. I said, oh, hold on a second. Let's put this thing on pause. Let me go see what we need to do to get this back on track. And that's really what an accelerated reset is. Get it back on track. All right. So that's my definition. Kind of long, but it's my definition of a reset. All right. Quickly. Here's about 5 things I want you to write down. An accelerated reset is crucial, right? I think it's crucial, and I believe you think it's crucial, as you wouldn't be here this morning, right? You think it's important. So what does it do? It helps you disrupt old patterns, right? We get in those habits, we get in those ruts, we start doing it a way and we don't know how to get out of it. But when we reset quickly, it helps us disrupt those old patterns. The second thing it does, it creates immediate momentum. Immediate momentum, and momentum is the key to the progress. All right. Let me know if I'm going too fast. Am I good? We're good? Good. And then the third thing is momentum builds success. As you keep going and you build that momentum, success is built. So it's the faster, the quicker, and the sooner you reset, the faster you grow, the faster you accomplish that promise that you made to yourself, that thing that you set out to do. That was the third thing. The fourth thing, it pushes you forward, or you realize that you're moving forward with intentionality and focus. Those are two big words: being intentional and staying focused. That's what happens, and kind of how we find ourselves in a place of needing to reset. We stop being intentional about it. We stop doing it on purpose, right? We stop doing it on purpose, and we've lost our focus. And then that last thing is resetting helps you gain or regain clarity and energy so that you can move with purpose. I like to say, I always say, get up with purpose, on purpose, and hit the ground running. So get up, it helps you right there. So resetting helps you gain or regain clarity and your energy that you need to move forward with purpose. All right, so since you're already writing, you got your pen and paper out, you're locked in, you know what's going on, I want you to write down one area of your life that you feel like is out of alignment. One area in your life that you feel is out of alignment. And most of the time we know what it is. We just don't like to call it out, right? We talk to our friends about things that are going on and happening, and we tell them about everything else but that one thing. And that's okay. We don't have to tell everybody our business. But what I'm trying to get you to recognize is we might not tell them, but let's not lie to ourselves. Let's not blow smoke. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to us, let's be honest with us. So you got your paper, you're at home, you're by yourself. Be honest with the one thing that you feel like is out of alignment in your own life. All right. Yep. Give you a couple seconds, little time there. All right. So hold on to that. Stick a pin there. And what I want to, I know you're like, well, I didn't know we were going to have to start writing all this stuff down. But what happens, it makes it real, right? It's tangible. When you go back, I don't know about you, I don't like to take notes that I don't go back and read. Sometimes you go back, I don't know if there's any big journal. Well, I know Denise is on here. Denise is someone I know outside of this group. She's big on journaling, but if you go back and you can trace and track your life and your movements and the things, the promises that you made to yourself, what you've accomplished, and maybe some of those things that you need to kind of go back and, revisit, right? So this is why we want to write some things down. One of the things I think that happens is we promise that we're gonna build a routine. We're gonna, okay, in the morning, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, or every night before I go to bed, I'm gonna. And so our routines have no structure, right? So here's what I want us to talk about today. We'll talk a little bit about revamping our routine, right? We got to revamp the routine. This is a reset. So I want us to identify where our routines have gone stale or unproductive. How about that? Right? They get stale. We're not doing the thing that we said we wanted to do or whatever. So here's 3 examples. But this might not be for you, but this one's mine. I'm gonna go on and own it. I feel like I'm amongst friends, so I'm gonna go on and own this. But my morning routine has no structure. It had no structure. I have since revamped it. But my routine had no structure. I wake up, start doing things. I just go to work. Sometimes I don't even start brushing my teeth. I work from home now. So sometimes I don't even get up, wash my face, brush my teeth. Sometimes I just get up, grab the laptop, and just get started. So there's nothing that has said, okay, let me stop, center myself, get myself together, and then start my day, right? Take 15 minutes for me, realign with what I want to get done today, and get started, right? The other one could be lack of consistency of that wind down time. I'm gonna put my phone down at 8:30 every night and not touch it before I get ready to go to bed so that I can, clear the day away. But what you find yourself is you're in the bed and it's this, right? And then you look up and you've been on that thing for an hour and a half and you haven't even, let it go. And or just no time to for your own personal growth. So these are some of the things with our routines that we've not allowed ourselves or given ourselves the bandwidth or the space or the grace, right? Because it's for you. We haven't given ourselves the grace to relax and let it go and reboot, right? So or maybe you're one of those, and I kind of own this one too, just kind of flying by the seat of your pants. You don't know if you're coming or going. You're just doing, okay, got a couple of those, right? You just, you don't know which way you're going. You just don't know, right? And that, but this is what we're going to do today. We're going to say, okay, no more flying by the seat of the pants. If I need to get my routine together, we're going to make a commitment to ourselves today to do something, one small thing. I don't believe in jumping in and trying to eat the whole pot. Okay. So we're going to take one small thing and get it together. So in this segment, we're going to take that one thing and make a small change to our daily routine so that we can jumpstart our what? Our productivity. So we can get things more accomplished. I'm one of the people that say, oh, I'm going to clean this room of the house. And before you know it, I've torn up the whole house trying to get that one room together. So, right? I'm like, what is this? I'm cleaning up this room. I got a witness. Nancy said, yep.
My woman's shirt.
It's like, how did this happen? Now I got a mess everywhere. So we are going to take the one room, the one area, and we're going to work on that. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to kind of map out your routine. What is your routine? Do you have a routine? Right? I want you to kind of map it down, just quick, jot it down, and then identify one of the things on that routine that you want to starting tomorrow, or maybe it's this evening. And the reason I say that is because sometimes it's a nighttime thing. Every night I wanna, or in the middle of the day, I'm going to, whatever. I want you to take that one thing, I want you to jot down your routine and then find one thing within that routine that you're going to make an adjustment to, right? I'm gonna give you.
Val, my life is so, I don't even have a routine. I just go from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next
Okay,
thing.
so you're the flying by the seat of your pants person, right?
Yes.
Just doing it.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a lot that I have to do. And so it's like,
Okay.
let's,
So here's a suggestion. With all those things that you say you do, so maybe it's not a routine, but these are things that I do in the day, right? Jot them down. Just jot them down. No particular order. Since you don't do them in any particular order, don't worry about it. Just write them down. Okay. So everybody take that. I'm gonna give you, it's 10:18. I'm gonna give you the 10:20. 2 minutes.
Get up.
Okay, so I've given you guys about 2 to 3 minutes to jot that down. And I know while we were on pause, we talked about don't try to be fancy about what it is. Just get it on the paper right now. Okay. And let me share with you, I like many of us on here, I was the person who I was flying by the seat of my pants too. I play it by ear. I get up, do whatever, start work, not start work, whatever. I didn't even make the bed. Okay. I didn't even make the bed. I'm just gonna be honest. And then I was like, okay, this isn't working for me. Something's not right. What do I need to do? And I know someone said, I really kind of want to get started in the morning. I have something that I do in the evening, but I want to get started in the morning. I made the commitment. So I was the routine. So I was two of these things that I named out. I was the routine that had no structure. The morning routine had no structure. It was just whatever. And then I was literally flying by the seat of my pants. I made a commitment to myself. What was the commitment? In the morning, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get out of bed, wash my face. I'm going to brush my teeth because we've already admitted that half the time, if we work from home, we just get up, grab our laptops and go to wherever the workspace is. So I'm going to get up, I'm going to wash my face, I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to make up my bed, I'm going to ride my stationary bike for at least 10 miles. If I get on that bike, I can't get off until I've done 10 miles. Fast miles, slow miles, but I gotta do it. Then my day can get started with work, right? So for the people who said, I'm flying by the seat of my pants and I want to start in the morning. So if you get up and you take your son, your daughter, husband to work, whatever, you take them to school and you come back home, the commitment to yourself may be, I don't get back in bed. I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I make a cup of coffee, I go sit down for 10 minutes and I write in my journal. I don't know what, I can't give it to you exactly because I don't know your life. But it's the thing about it is, it's a commitment that you have to make to yourself. It's a promise that you make to yourself. I have the thing that I told you that I started to do with my morning routine. That's the commitment that I make to myself. And here's what the thing is, you guys. We commit to other people and we hold our feet to the fire. We make sure we get it done for them. Why don't we have that same earnest feel, belief about what we promise ourselves? If you tell yourself, I'm when I get home from taking my daughter to the bus stop, when I come home, I'm gonna make up the bed, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna whatever it is, you can do that. So what I'm gonna ask you ladies to do are the things that you wrote down, your routine that you wrote down, only one thing. Do not try to fix your whole life in this 1 hour time frame. Okay. So one of those things that you wrote down, how are you going to revamp that thing? Would anybody care to share, want to share, thinking about sharing? No, no takers. Miss Angela,
Yeah,
yes, ma'am.
I don't mind.
Okay.
It's not that my life is, when I say fly by the seat of my pants, it's not that I, go back to bed or I don't care about this or I don't care about that. I'm my mom's caregiver.
Okay.
She has epilepsy. Right now she has a broken shoulder too, where she fell. But then I also have a son who is disabled, um, and so I kind of, it's like I go from here with mom to, or from here with son to here with mom to here trying to make time for my boyfriend.
Right.
Oh, I'm a little older, who works at night, and then I would have to see him in the morning because he sleeps during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I fix dinner, I fix lunch. I usually take mom to breakfast. But I put down that the senior center, which I am a part of, seniors, they have an exercise class on Mondays and Wednesdays. And I went one time, I really enjoyed it. And I really didn't go back because my life got in the way.
Right.
So that was the one thing that I put down, was to start going to those classes on Mondays and Wednesdays.
I love it. And the reason I love it is because it gets you out of the house for what, hour and a half, right? Travel there, travel back, do the thing. Well, it gets you out for about an hour and a half. That's a little woosah time. The actual, right? The actual activity is okay. That it's a stress reliever. That's what I realized about the bicycle, the stationary bike, because the job, the 9 to 5, was driving me bonkers. And I was like, I have got to find a way to not put this phone on mute and scream every meeting, right? And I realized that spending that time, that energy in the morning, I felt better. I come out, good morning. I'm speaking to everybody else in the house. I got a good attitude, and I'm ready to go. So even though it would get hectic, I wouldn't be ready to pull what little hair I have out, right? So I love that you're committing to putting yourself back on your agenda twice a week. That's amazing. I love it. Anyone else care to share what they plan to do for their routine to give it a boost? Yes, ma'am.
I'm new to the group. My name is Lisa Angela. I'm a caregiver also. My dad just passed July 17th. My mom is 100 years old. And I have help with caregivers, but in terms of a reset, I feel like I need to reset my life. I tend to be structured, but with grieving and mourning and caregiving and trying to balance my job and balance family, I have to reset because that routine has gone away. So I'm working on the other side of the seesaw, but I feel like I'm getting things done, but I wake up with a list of 15 things to do. And even if I put 2 check marks, I try to feel good about myself,
Mhm.
but it's just so much. Helping my mom grieve. They were married 75 years. So this Zoom call is good for me sometimes just to listen to Angela, who's kind of in the same rowboat I'm in,
Mhm.
and to listen to how she's able to flip it, and maybe shopping and retail therapy is my respite, but that's dangerous because you can end up with a house full of new stuff.
Yeah.
And I've identified my 2 joys. It's my job and my grandbaby. So I know what they are. But when I can't do them for 2 weeks, I go bananas. I love my job. So I'm a flight attendant. I get to go 35,000 feet up. I get to look at the clouds. I get to look down on the world. But that's very limited now, very limited, because my mom needs me right now every day. Not every day, but all of the moments and days that I do have left with her, I treasure those.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of a rock and seesaw. But my name is Lisa. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm glad to be here in the group.
Lisa, thank you for sharing your entire, everything about that was beautiful.
Thank
Every
you.
single word you spoke was beautiful. And to have a 100-year-old mom, I mean, yeah, my heart is like, oh, my grandmother's 93 and she's in good shape. She lives with my uncles and my aunt and everything. And but I understand your, your heart. I'll say that. I understand. I feel, how about, maybe I don't understand your heart. I feel your heart. And again, thank you for sharing that. Every word you spoke was just filled with love and compassion. And we appreciate that in here. I definitely do. Um,
Thank you.
I do. Can I ask you a question though?
Sure, sure.
So in doing all the things that you do and with what you wrote down on your list, were you able to identify an area that you're like, okay, I'm going to find a way to fit me in here?
I would like more quiet time, maybe even 10 minutes of prayer in the morning.
Okay.
I get my day going so quickly that, but God brings himself to me either in the car or at the grocery store. I'm able to identify him.
Hmm.
It's just, being able to have a conversation with him sometimes. I've not strayed away from the church and my faith, but because of all the other demands, I'm not able to sit in church and be with me. I guess that's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
The be with
No.
me gives me so much growth. And I'll be honest with the group, I'm 67 years old. So
Mhm.
I feel like my time clock is ticking, not like a 30-year-old, but my time clock is ticking as a 67-year-old. And, I got the little social security going on, all that good stuff. But the clock is ticking.
It is.
So, when I work with young flight attendants and they talk about their clock is ticking, yeah, your clock is ticking, but you still got 50 years on the other side.
Mm,
So, there's a lot of that financial planning for my future, what life's going to be like without mommy and daddy.
yeah,
So for me, it's a real talk kind of conversation.
I hear you. I
Can I,
absolutely.
can I say something, Ms. Val?
You
We just
absolutely.
started a new Bible study at my church, and it's called Practicing the Way. And it's to be with Jesus, become like him, and do as he did. And one of the things that they gave us, because I am like you, my prayer life right now sucks. Just gonna say it. But we just had our first lesson Wednesday night. And one of the things that they gave us was, because sometimes you don't really know what to pray. Let's just be honest. Sometimes I don't know what to say. but they gave us suggestions. Psalms is a book of prayers. Pick
Yeah.
one. Just pick a Psalms, take your
Okay.
10 minutes in the morning and pray that Psalm, whatever it may be. You can pray the Lord's Prayer, or, whatever it is, because, I'm like that. And right now I'm just praying the Psalms. Started at Psalms 1 and,
Just kind of going through.
I take that time and I do that.
Thank you.
Since Wednesday, I did start doing that in the morning before anybody else got up.
Great suggestion.
I would do that.
I love
and
it.
Just
And
take
here's
that.
what I love about it too,
Mm.
Angela, is that you said, see, sometimes I think we don't realize that we have made a commitment. You said, I just started Wednesday, right? So that was day one of what, 4 and now maybe Wednesday, right? However many days. Look, my sister's looking like she can't count. How many days is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. But so you've done that. And I would, and if that's what you're going to do, then that's great. You can take a small, keep the Bible already on the book stand, whatever, nightstand. Grab it in the morning before you get out of bed, hit the light, and do it before your feet hit the ground, so that you're keeping the commitment. Because for me to do the things that I said I was going to do, I had to start getting up at 6. I start work around 7:30. We're not bound to any time, but I start work around 7:30. But for me to do the things that I want to do, then I have to get up. And so that's part of the commitment. That's part of the routine that, okay, these are the things you said you were going to do. So to do those things, I've now got to be committed to getting out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes I hit the snooze button and I don't get up to 6:10, but I still got to get up and get started. So that's part of the commitment too. So what I would recommend doing and what I want us to do, before we move on, is there anybody else who wants to share anything on their list? Kamisha, I saw you come off of mute a minute ago. You want to share? No? Nancy, you're not on mute. Is that just because you're just not on mute?
I don't know what I'm on.
Or is there anything you would like to share in regards to revamping your routine?
Yes, the suggestion of getting up. I put my time clock at 6:30. I don't start work until 8:30, but I keep hitting that snooze button. So getting out of the habit of hitting the snooze button and getting up at 6:30 and doing that Psalms commitment sounds really good.
Good. Because here's the thing. There's no right, there's no wrong. Remember, I said what I do is I get you to realize that it's not one size fits all, but there is a size for you. There is
Yes.
something that fits you. You've got to determine what that size is and then stick to it. Okay. Miranda, how you feeling over there? I know we shared a little bit on, when we were on pause. So how you feeling right now?
Well, I have this brand new, it's called an M5 exercise, like a total exercise machine, right? I bought maybe 5 years ago and I've not used it once. And this morning when I was loading the dirty dishes into the dishwasher, I kind of tweaked my back. So I'm sitting here with ice on it right now. And I'm thinking now would be a good time to get up, bring my daughter to school, pull that thing, dust get the dust off it and start using it, because I am so out of shape. And like I said, this is my second year working from home, and I've gotten in a rut.
Yeah.
I've gotten lazy. I'm the hardest working lazy person on the planet. I work around the clock, but from home.
Yeah.
I never stop working unless I'm sleeping. So in my mind, I'm a single mom. I struggle to pay the bills. I own my own home, but this economy is insane right now. The cost of living up here in Massachusetts is absolutely insane.
Wow.
And in my mind, as soon as I wake up, I need to start work, because I work in sales. I have my beauty group where I promote products, but also what I mainly do is I make jewelry and crafts. I have an Etsy page and I have a whole business there. So in my mind, if I'm not working, I'm not making money, I'm not paying the bills.
Right.
So like I said, brushing my teeth sometimes doesn't happen till dinner time,
Yeah.
because I just wake up and I'm in the mood to, well, I got to make money today. I got to
Yeah.
make money. I got to make money. I got to pay the bills. So me as my body gets pushed to the side. And in my brain, I keep telling myself, this is all going to end as soon as I feel financially comfortable where I don't have to work every moment I'm awake. You know what I mean?
And that never comes though, right?
No, it
Because
never
you're always
happens.
going to be feeling like, I gotta.
Yeah. And
That
then I
never
know,
comes.
I start to use it as an excuse. Well,
Yeah.
I could go clean the living room, but I should really make 17 more pair of earrings right now instead.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
it doesn't get out of my brain. I'm constantly in work survival mode,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I kind of ramble on. I have
No.
that tendency, but
No.
I need to get my body in motion.
Yeah.
I'm only 47. And I feel like I just started falling apart.
Listen, and it happens to all of us, right? It happens to
Mhm.
all of us. We get stuck in a rut somehow, some way. And what would be like for you, it could be something along the lines of I get up, I brush my teeth, I take my daughter to the bus stop, I come in and I get on that 360, whatever that thing was. You
Yeah.
just mentioned, I said it right.
The
But I
thing,
get
it's
on
still got
that,
the plastic on it. I
yeah,
never pulled
I
it
get
out.
on that for, whatever, 15, 20 minutes. Don't overcommit. Well, I'm going to do it for an hour, right?
Oh.
That might be too much in the beginning.
Well, lucky for me, the max time on it is 15 minutes.
Oh, boom.
I
I'm
have
gonna
no
do it.
excuse.
I'm going to do it the 15 minutes and then I'm done. And I'm going to get, and I'm going to go do what else. And then I'll start making those earrings or I'll start making these other calls that I need to do. But
My problem with the phone, because as soon as I wake up, I have all my customers messaging me, all my notification. I'm network marketing.
But you don't have to answer.
I
Listen,
know. That's my
we do
problem.
not
I
have
start
to
answering right
respond.
away.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We think in this instantaneous world, we
Mhm.
think somebody called me, I gotta respond right now.
But they don't ever return the favor, do they?
Not right. And you don't. It's like, okay, I don't start answering. You could say, I don't start answering my phone to 8:30. And then don't even have it with you. Because if you
That
have it with you, you're gonna answer.
that's going on my list.
Right? I don't even look at my phone until. Otherwise, you're gonna get sucked right on back
Yep.
into that vortex, and then you'll be doing the same thing over again.
Or that's my one thing, not the exercise. My one thing is I'm not going to start answering work stuff on my phone till a certain time,
I love it. I love it. And
because
then,
that's my problem.
and you know what? Can I ask you whatever? So these commitments that we're making to ourselves, ladies, write it out, put it somewhere where you can see it.
Putting it on as a background on my phone.
Okay.
Don't
Okay. That. Put it up in the bathroom. Put it up in, wherever you are. If you're in the kitchen all the time, put it on the refrigerator. I'm not doing this, or this is what I've committed myself to do, so that you can remind yourself that this is the commitment that I've made to me, and I'm important. I'm the most important, right? Because if I let myself go, then who's going to do all this stuff that I swear has got to get done anyway? Yes, ma'am, Miss Tanya.
Can I suggest something to Miranda? You said
Mhm.
put it on your phone. Don't put it on your phone because you're trying to break away from the phone. You're trying to think what'll happen if it's on your phone. Then you're gonna be like, oh, but let me look at these messages. So like she suggested, maybe put it in your view site, but put it on a mirror, or put it on the wall, or put it in your area, or however, whatever you need. And then the other thing is, I know you said you have the machine, the workout, and it's like 15 minutes. Trust me, you're gonna get started. I would say do 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Start off at 5, because you're gonna struggle in the first 5. Especially if
scared
you've
of it.
never used it. You're gonna
Right.
struggle in the first 5 and you're gonna get disappointed because you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I can't even get past 5 minutes. I can't get past 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
start
that's
out
good.
small.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Start out, especially when they come to the workout stuff, start out small.
Scary.
And you know, because you might be like, okay, I'm got through the 5 minutes, I'm getting through it, then I'm gonna move up to 10.
Let me
maybe
add, add 2
move up to
minutes.
8 minutes. I don't know, but do not, I will tell you,
I
know,
agree.
don't do
I
those
agree with
15
that.
minutes because you're gonna fall, at 3 minutes in, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I don't know. And then so-
My first goal is to get it unburied from where it is and get the dust off of it.
Amen to that.
there you go. Unpack it today. Use
Yeah,
today.
when you
Today
get
to unpack
done, go unpack it.
Go
Nope.
unpack it. Take the
I
plastic.
gotta rest my back. I heard it doing the dishes.
God, she said I heard it in the dishes. Okay.
Go
Thank you.
look at the box or
Yeah.
do something to make you to be like, because and the other thing is because we're like, oh, I hurt my back. But are you able to move around just a little bit? Are you able even to go over to the box and pop open the box?
We're gonna find out because I heard it and I sit down and put ice on it and I'm scared to get up.
But just one thing at a time. You don't got to take it out. Go touch the box. Do something to acknowledge
Right.
that you see
Touch
that
the box.
touch the box. Like, oh, I touched it. Tomorrow I should
love
be able to take the tape off, or but
Plug it in.
small. Yeah, yeah.
I love it.
I love it. Thank you.
Denise, I see you came off of mute. You want to share?
Something that I do. I work from home, and I think people tend to think if you work from home, you're not working. So what I do, I have my phone set to automatically go into work mode. It is set from 7 to, I have it set from 7 to 5, although I get off at 3:30. I have it set from 7 to 5, and I have it where only certain people can kind of get through that. So anybody that's not on my list, and you can't do not disturb your mother. So her calls will come through. But any other calls, any other notifications, I will not hear. It is automatically on silent. So my phone won't ring, nothing buzzes, none of that. So I do have a certain list on my do not disturb list. Some people can break through it. And you set that, and I have it set for certain people. So certain people can't disturb me, but that's very limited. And I have it set where my phone automatically just pops to it. So when it comes 7 o'clock, my phone just switches over automatically by itself.
I like that. That's a great idea for those of us who are always scrolling. And I'm kind of the opposite. Now, when I get on a good scroll, I'm in there, but my phone can be in a whole nother room. And I don't
will be.
and I don't care. I'm like, I called you, I text you. Did you see it? Oh, hold on. You did? It's like, oh, girl, hold on. Let me get it.
I think it's our generation. I can leave the house without it.
Yeah, it's just not the
yeah.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would ever when I was going into the office, if I forgot it, I'd be like, whoo, okay, whatever. It just didn't matter. So, what I like about this discussion, first of all, I like the transparency. Thank you, ladies, for sharing that and being transparent and being open, because sometimes I don't know who said it, but sometimes we feel embarrassed because we're not doing, or we don't feel like we're keeping up our end of some imaginary bargain, right? This is for you. You owe you, yes, you owe you, but you don't need to be embarrassed because, boo, just with these few people that are on here, we've already realized that we're all kind of sitting in the same boat, or we've sat in the same boat, or it may not be that exact thing, but I'm working on something too. So there's no shame in the game, right? So I appreciate that. And I also really like that we started to make these, it's almost like the light bulb comes on. You go, you know what? I could do this, or there is something that I was doing and maybe I need to get back to it. So it's like we're starting to reset these habits, right? Mentally, because it starts there first, right? You can say you're going to do a thing, but if it doesn't get in your mind where you can't let it go, and in your heart where you can't let it go, you're not going to do it. That was the thing. I knew when I came back from my vacation, I was committed to these things. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do these. I'm doing this. And I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. And that's the thing. We act like we ain't supposed to say that. I'm proud of me. I'm happy that I have been keeping this commitment for these few weeks. Not been a long time, but I've been neglecting it for so long, I'm proud of me. And I can say that. And you can
I-
say that you're proud of you too. Yes, ma'am.
I have a hard time saying no. That's a big deal with me. I'm
That's a
just
lot.
not, if somebody asks me something, okay, well, what you
So
need me to do?
here's the question. There's the thing that I used to be, oh, okay. But if you got to say it like that, you might as well not do it. Right. And so, but here's the thing. I ask myself this, if I say no to this, what's the worst thing that could happen? And then I can answer that question. And then the question of that is, and then what else? What else? What if, well, you know, what else could happen? Right. I kind of ask myself the what if 4 times ends. I know they say, I've heard people say you should do it like 7 times. I usually go in about 4 because 4 usually gets me to the, oh, okay, never mind. Right. I don't have to keep going. But what's the work? So you know what? I got dishes in the sink. I should have washed them last night. I did. And here it is, 10:48 on Saturday, and I still don't feel like washing. What's the worst that could happen if I don't? They're gonna sit, they're not going anywhere. So, but what's the worst thing that could happen if I don't wash them? And I get it, oh, I don't like dishes in my sink, and I just don't. I get that. But there are those days you don't feel like it, or you just emotionally can't take it. It's just dishes, but I can't even look at them right now because my emotions are so. I got things I got to do with my mom. I got things I got to do with this and that, and the dishes are there. And what's the worst thing that could happen if I don't do them today, all day?
They'll still be there.
They'll still be there. Thank you, Nancy. They're not going anywhere. Right?
Unless some little fairy comes and washes them for you.
Right? And if somebody comes in, friend or family comes up, and if they're really friends, then they might decide to go in there and wash them for you. Girl, don't worry about it. I got it. Right? We sweat the small stuff. It's not that big a deal. And that's what so I started just asking myself, well, what if I don't do that? What if I don't do that? Now, if it turns into they've been sitting in there 2 months, now we got another problem. That's different. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm being, being a little extra, but right. So you don't wash them
Yeah.
today. That's okay. They'll be all right. They really will.
Yeah.
And you probably need that break. Yes, ma'am, Miss Lisa.
Angela must be my twin sister.
Come on.
She must be my twin sister. I use it and I call it people pleaser.
Oh yeah.
I'm right there with you. People pleaser. They ask me, I put everyone before myself.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and that's what it's called.
So let's take the dishes, something that simple. My husband is OCD. So how do I not people please him? It when you're in a house with other people, I mean, if I was by myself, true that my house would be like I want it to be. But when you cohabitate and have a roommate, you find yourself always compromising to the people pleasing side versus what it is you need to do to reset for yourself. It's almost like you need to go to Tahiti and get your own hut, sit in your own hut, and then you say, what if? Okay, yeah, Val, what if? Well, I'll say it 4 times, but what quality of life would I then be missing out on by not being present, I guess.
But here's my thing. Are we really present? That would be because sometimes it's like, am I really here? Because it's, I just finished, I'm a treasurer for a nonprofit, and I'm trying to start my own nonprofit for at-risk. The one I'm on is for at-risk girls, and it's a cheer squad, and we were having a gala for them. Well, the person that was giving us the event space 3 days before said, oh, I got a paying customer. I can't have you guys here. We are 3 days away from this event. What are we going to do? So everybody looks at Angela and they're like, Angela, You reckon we could use the fellowship hall at the church? So here I am 3 days before the event, working out what I need to do to see about getting the fellowship hall at church, then getting the lady that was donating the decorations and getting everybody where they needed to be and all that kind of stuff. And then after the event, I had to make sure everything was cleaned up and, and it was a lot. But now I felt like if I said, no, I can't help with that, the girls would have had nothing. I mean, they wouldn't have had the gala because we had people who donated like prom gowns to them. We had people donate awards for them. And now, granted, I didn't have to do any of that. My daughter did that because she's the president of the board. But I'm like you, and you feel like, but are you really the little tiny things like around the house? Am I really here? Am I really stopping and hearing what you're saying? Not just listening to you, but am I hearing what you have going on? And sometimes I want to say, are you guys hearing me? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Is what I want to say sometimes.
But Angela, that's fair. And I don't think there's anything wrong. I wouldn't say there was anything wrong with, making sure that the event happened. So you made sure the event happened, but did you say, okay, now after I do this, I'm going to take a day, 2 days, right? For me, I did the thing, and there's nothing wrong with making sure that it happened. But after you did that, what did you do for you, right? We all have things, commitments and things that we love with a passion that we're passionate about, that we want to go after, make sure it happens and all the things. But it's not that you don't do those things. It's still about circling back to you, right? You've got to circle back to you. And that's the piece that in that conversation may have been missing. You didn't circle back to you to make sure you had something after that. And listen, I used to be the queen. I know how to look busy and ain't did a thing. I know how to be right there in the midst of my sister's on here. She know I could be right there looking like I'm moving paper. I look like I'm involved. I ain't even in the, I'm hungry. I'm thinking about what I'm about to eat. Well, how soon is this? What time is it? And it's gonna be over at noon.
Right.
But I was there, and then I'm mad that I was there because I shouldn't have went anyway, because the answer really should have been no, but I wouldn't say no. So I half-heartedly gave them me, which isn't fair to them or me. I see a hand. Yes, ma'am.
Angela, now, because I was listening to what you were saying, and you was like, oh, it's not gonna get done. Let me tell you, I'm the queen of, if there's something, an event, I'm like, oh, but I have had to learn to not even say anything, because I'm like, oh, it's like you said, if I wouldn't have done it, the event wouldn't have happened. It would have happened. Just, I've had to learn recently over the past 2 years, just be quiet. I'd be like, oh, I want to, but I'm like, I don't feel like that, because the responsibility, like, you got to find the place, you got to do this, and you got to think it through. And I would think, oh, if I don't say anything, I don't do it, it won't get done. It might not get done the way I would want it to be done, but it will get done. So even after this event, like you said, after this was done and everything, something else gonna come up. And you gotta be where you just be quiet. You're gonna be sitting over, because this is me. I'm like, oh, they need to do this. Don't you say a word, because then it don't allow people to step up. Because then what happens is they expecting you to do it, and because that's what you do. But now, and you do. That's thinking about yourself. You're like, okay, so I got all of this going on, and this is gonna be a lot of work, and I'm gonna get stressed out because I was like, woo. So even when the next time, I know it's gonna be hard. Trust me, it's gonna be hard not to say anything, but it is to help and benefit you, because that takes some of the stress off, and then you just come in where you think you do your suggestions, or you come in, you know what, I'll do this piece. I don't want to be over all of this, because then you got to look at everything. But you know what, I'll help you do this. So the next time when something, if you feel like you're in that position, ask the questions for real. Is this gonna be able to go? Is this gonna be able to happen without me saying whatever? And believe it or not, it will. And that's what everybody in
It is.
any situation, family, church, whatever organizations, it's gonna move on. It'll happen because it allows somebody else to step up.
And they will. They will.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been somebody who, you know, always does the Thanksgiving dinner and always does the blah. And if you don't have it at your house, I bet one of them cousins or somebody else, they will show have it. Just commit to the macaroni and cheese and bring it. Don't even, you know, but I promise you, when you let somebody else lead it, they will. But and I say we, because I'm guilty too, jump up. We're leaders, right? You're leader. And so you jump up and you volunteer. And then the next thing you know, you're mad because you volunteered. So again, I ask myself those questions. What if I don't do it? So-and-so will. What if I don't, what if I say no? It will still happen. I love this dialogue. I love the conversation that we're having because I feel like it's making, in some cases, the light bulb go, oh, ooh, I do that. Or I could do this differently. Or I could handle that in another way. Yes, Miss Miranda, go ahead.
So I need some advice real quick on this subject. So I do a lot of donations, okay? So like the city I live in, one of the moms, the football, she got 3 kids, one in football, one in softball, one in cheerleading. And this is just for one example, because I have many. But it seems like every time I donate my time, and so I make earrings, little footballs, little soft, to donate to them so they can sell and raise money for the teams, right? And I'm not saying that it's this woman in particular that does it, but it always seems like these, I don't want to say charity, but what I volunteer my time, they're always the biggest pain in the, you know what? And I want to say, listen, my paying customers really need to come first. You know, they're paying for something and I'm on a deadline, but it's the people who always are expecting something for free from me. And it's because I always do it. I never say no. And it's
so what
always,
if you say no?
I know. What if I say no? I don't know.
Well, there's a little thing that goes, if you give somebody $5 every week for a month, no reason, you just give them $5 a week for a month.
They're going to
At the end of that month, you don't give them the $5. Then they're like, well, where's my $5? And you're like, what do you mean? They start to expect
that
$5.
And they want it now.
Yes, they do. And so now on something like that, I would just be like,
I do it to myself. I know that I'm the enabler here, but it's so hard, especially, my kid is their age and I just want to do everything for everyone. But here I am giving everything and I never get anything in return.
So how much, so maybe calculate again, I would just, what if I said no? I would kind of go down that rabbit trail. She might get mad, okay, well, can I live with that? Probably, and maybe have that full discussion. But then what you're talking about though is also resources because you're you're giving, right? But it wasn't given to you. You had to pay for it.
Right.
So maybe, sometimes you start to think about, I'm not going to be able to volunteer it this time or donate it. Sorry, not donate it this time. And maybe there's a donation they can give you for donating it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just that it's free. And what Angela mentioned is that people begin to expect you to do a thing when you always do a thing. But here's the thing, you're starting to question doing it. If we're questioning doing it, we're feeling bad about doing it, we're not really wanting to do it anymore, it's time to pull back some kind of way. So I would start to ask myself, again, this is just the method in which I use to determine, am I doing this or am I not doing it? What if I say no? Well, she might get mad. Does that bother me? A little bit. Can I live if she's mad? Probably. And I just kind of go down that list. So I don't know that we could advise you whether or not to do it. I think you are going to have to continue to ask yourself those questions about why you're doing it. Are you doing it from a place of love? Are you doing, you started out doing it from a place of love is what it sounded like, but we're kind of feeling something else now.
Do you put on what you donate to them that it was donated by your Etsy business?
You will not so much. Yes, not exactly that way, but yes.
Okay, because
My problem now is more just the people requesting it from me and being,
nope.
I don't want to use foul language, but a pain in the what.
Mhm.
And it's like, I want to be like, who do you think you are? Like, you are getting something for free. I'm over here spending my time and my money, and I have paying customers that, sorry, they come first, but I don't know how to
Have
tell
got
them.
to ask yourself, you have got to, I would go down that hole of asking myself these questions. That's my mechanism so that, I hate to use the word rationalize, but to get me to my answer, to the root of my answer, and the root cause of why I'm feeling like I'm feeling. Because you no longer are doing it from a place of love and compassion anymore.
I feel like I
So-
have to,
You don't have to, right? So you've got to get to, and no, I understand that no is it's a hard thing. It really is, especially when you've done a thing for a long time and you know the people and you're involved. But I tell you, if you say no, my sister said it a second ago, someone else will figure out how to get it done. You are not the only resource. You are not all the answer. People will figure it out. And if they don't get the thing, then they'll do it without it and everybody will still be okay. Right? It's a no really is okay. Or not this time. Circle back, I'm not gonna be able to do that for this event. So I don't know that we've advised you or I don't know that we've given you the answer because we can't. That answer lives here, right? That answer lives with you. So I believe you need to continue to have that dialogue with yourself. And sometimes to put it up, jot it down.
or maybe set boundaries. Like, I'm going to need like a month in advance, not like, oh, I need this weekend.
No, there you go. There are things that can be put in place, but Miranda's going to have to continue to have that conversation within to determine what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So we're over our hour, but like I said, it's about 1:30. So if you give me a minute, I want you guys to jot down some questions that I want you to work on. Okay. There's only 3 of them. The first question: what is the cost to me for not hitting the reset button? What is the cost of not hitting the reset button? If I don't reset, if I don't reset, I'm not going to be focused. I'm going to be overwhelmed by the end of the day. I'm going to be missing opportunity. If I don't hit this reset button, what's it going to cost me? Second question. But if I reset today, where will I be in 30 days? If I reset today, if you start resetting today, where will you be October 28th, 2024? In 30 days, you might feel stronger. I need to pull out this exercise thing, right? I might be physically stronger. Me, when I ride my bike every day, okay, I've started out when I get on it, I got to do at least 10. Well, now I'm going 12, right? Because I've been doing it long enough. I'm feeling like, okay, I got 2 more miles in me, and I'll just keep adding to that, right? So in 30 more days, I'm gonna be a little bit more stronger than I was when I started off in late August, right? And then the third question, y'all got those, right? I don't want to be going too fast. And then the third question is, what is one belief you had? What is one belief you have that you need, that you know needs to go? I'm sorry, I'm reading it wrong. What is one belief you have that you know needs to go, but you keep holding on to? What is one belief you have that you know needs to go, but you just keep holding on to it? Now, I'm not requiring or asking anybody to have these discussions in the chat. These are the thought-provoking questions I want you to have with yourself in your journal, right? Because the thing I started off talking about was not lying to ourselves, not making it pretty and putting a bow on it for ourselves. It needs to be raw and uncut. It needs to be ugly. It needs to be the truth. When you're sharing it with you, when you're talking to you, don't make it cute. These are things that I need to work on. I'm holding on to these beliefs, and I know I need to let this go. Can't nobody do it but me. Yeah, somebody else can. You got to get out of the way to let them. Right? So there's I used to feel the same way in my church organization. I used to feel the same way. Well, it ain't gonna be done right if I don't do it. Right? And it's like, ma'am, move. Move. That's ego talking, right? That's me wanting to. But be honest with yourself as you jot your answers down. Keep those, write those down, think about them. Go back and read them later. Go back and read them. October 28th, 2024. In 30 days, have you done it different? Are you seeing it differently? What steps have you taken to see that it's different, right? That the outcome is definitely different. Right? All right, so we are just about done, and I just wanted to give anybody any kind of time for takeaways. What is your biggest takeaway from today's mini workshop? Or maybe it's not the biggest, but what is what is one of the takeaways from today's workshop for you?
I would say, realizing that I do need a reset. I think I've been fighting my reset. So realizing that I need a reset and try to figure out where I need to determine, well, I think I've determined where I need to start.
Good.
To take back.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. If I don't start, it's never going to happen. So
Gotta start
this
somewhere.
is me starting. The cost,
Yeah.
number one, my cost, if I don't reset, I'm probably going to be hurting more in a month, probably 5 pounds heavier. If I did reset, maybe I'll be 5 pounds lighter.
Okay.
And I'm not going to answer my phone for customers until a certain time of day.
I love that.
And that's going to give me the time to get on my machine.
There you go.
Gonna do it.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing.
Taking really just resetting and taking the time, because I've had this idea for this nonprofit for a couple of years, because I graduated in 2021 from Southern New Hampshire.
Yay.
Online though, not
SNSU.
do not live in Massachusetts. I live in North Carolina, with a degree in psychology, and my that is also going to be a priority, because I kept putting it back and putting it back and putting it back and putting it back. And I feel very strongly about it is a nonprofit I have the name, it's to help stop the school to prison pipeline. Because where else do kids wear uniforms and are behind fences? At least in North Carolina, where I live, the students wear uniforms and they're behind fences. So we've already got them in a mindset to be locked behind a cage wearing a uniform.
Wow.
And so that is my passion. And so I have to stop saying yes to some other things and say yes to myself and what I have in my heart to do. And that's the thing I got from here.
Love it. Love it. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else have a takeaway they want to share with us before we
I
wrap up?
guess for me, it's the cost of reset would be better health. And if I reset today, I'll be in a better place, like you said, in 28 days.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to start. It sounds as if the overall takeaway is I got to start somewhere, right?
Yes.
I got to
Mhm.
start somewhere. And I love that because to me, you've already started. Why? Because you took this course. This was the start.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're welcome. Realizing that if I don't do something, I mean, yeah, I don't even know this chick, but I'm gonna get on here with her and see what she's talking about because I need something, right? I need a kick in the pants. I need a recharge. I need somebody to give me just a little something so I can go forward. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Nancy.
And no,
You're
I don't
welcome.
know
Thank
you,
you.
but I feel like I do now.
Say it again.
I said, no, I don't know you, but I feel like I do now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyone else? Nope. Ladies, one more time. I'm Coach Val and I am your good girlfriend. Okay. And
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
I'm so very hopeful that I've helped you discover how to put yourself on your to-do list today. What I want you to remember, I've said it before, that self-care is not one size fits all, right? But there is a size for you. There is a size for you. So you got to try it on and you got to know that it looks good on you. Okay. Miss Lisa said, how often do you meet? I do these kind of impromptu. I just decide, you know what? It's time for a mini workshop. So here's the other thing. I host other courses. They're not free. They are to, pay courses. And every now and then I know that I have a very large group. And so I like to come in and either give a really cheap class for like $17 or free. So I did decided to do this one for free because I want you to, one, like Miranda said, get to know me. You can kind of see my teaching style. You can kind of see if, well, do I want to, what I do? I feel like I want to go to this thing with her. I don't know her. I know she's in this group and everything. So I do this for that, but I do host other courses and things that I'll be putting in the group. I have a brand new one and it's called Empowered Self, Making You a Priority. I'm building that one out now and I'm hoping to have that ready to rock and roll for us in the October month. Okay, so you guys be on the lookout for that. That one will be a paid course. It's 7 weeks. We'll do 6 weeks of course and then the final wrap up course on that 7 week. And that'll be on a Saturday. They'll be 7 Saturdays in a row where we'll do it in the day, put you on your calendar, right? And it's about an hour and a half as well. So yeah, we don't meet there. These are kind of it's the impromptu one, Nancy, but I'll be doing another one. There were some other people that were like, oh my goodness, I can't make it. And I hate it. There were like 20 people that were supposed to be at the class, but I know how it is. People join, say they're coming, but that's okay. I realize and
Yeah,
understand.
but you're in Georgia. I am in Cali. So
So is
it was a
Lisa.
struggle this morning.
So is Lisa. Wait a minute, wasn't it Lisa that said she's in Cali too? Okay, I got two. See, this is how I know that you ladies are committed to listen, getting up extra early. You had to be up. That was 7 o'clock.
Mhm.
Was it? Was it? 7 a.m.
Yes, yes. I'm
Thank
like, oh, 5 minutes to 7. Let me get up.
No, thank you for that. That touches my heart. And it also tells me that I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. There's people that will get up extra early and get on a call. So I
Thank you.
thank you for
Will
that.
you be sending the link to the other classes?
Yeah, how
Absolutely.
do
I'll
we
be
stay on
advertising.
your radar? Yeah.
I'll be
How do we
averaging.
stay on your radar? Yeah.
Okay,
How do we stay on your radar?
okay, I will, after this, I will make this particular session available for you to rewatch if you want, because sometimes we go, wait a minute, what did we say? What was this? So I'll make this available for you. And then I'll also put you ladies on or you're actually already on my mailing list. I don't bombard people with mail unless I got something to say and something going on, then you won't get a whole lot of emails from me because I personally don't like it. So I don't do that to people every day, 2-3 times a day, whatever. And then I will be, of course, talking in the group, making everything available in the group. That is my love. I love the group, and I really keep trying to feed great positive things into the group. So you guys can DM me as well in Messenger and reach out if you need anything, you want to talk about something, and we can go there. All righty.
Thank
Ladies,
you.
Nobody
enjoy-
laugh at my Southern accent because I know Miss Val is not originally from Georgia because she does not have that Southern accent. So if y'all replay this, please, because I'm from North Carolina, born and bred, and I am country. And I
Ain't
sound
nothing wrong with
country
country.
on recording. So y'all just have to
We like country. We are not mad
Yes,
at
we
country.
do.
Yes. You were country when country wasn't cool. We like it. Okay. So ladies, I have enjoyed my morning with you, and I hope that you have enjoyed your morning with me and that this is an awesome kickstart to get your day going. I'm just glad you got up today with you on your mind. That's what this was
Yes.
all about. All right,
Amen.
ladies, you guys take care. God bless.
Bye.
Oh, just one more question.
Absolutely.
How do I, because I don't know how to make myself for you to put me on the, like the ladies come up and you can see them.
Okay, I have your answer. Touch right on Val's face. Just touch where her face is, and at the bottom, it should come up with a little microphone and a video camera, and you just touch which one you want on or off.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
Because I didn't realize she was on her phone. Okay. All
I'm on
right.
my-
Awesome. You ladies have a great day.
There
Oh,
she is.
that's
There.
there we go. That's good. Thank you for
Okay.
popping in and letting us see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
You have a
welcome.
nice day.
Thank you. You guys too. Bye-bye.
Bye.